Hey guys, Apple just dropped an update to the Final Cut Pro for iPad app. So I'm going to show you what's new right now. If you're in the market for a new iPad, let me recommend this iPad Pro. I love this, especially for editing on the Final Cut Pro for iPad app. I will link to my whole setup down below. But if you're really thinking about editing a lot on an iPad, I definitely recommend you get the Magic Keyboard to go with it. It just makes editing so much easier. All right, let's jump into what's new. The first thing you'll notice when you open up Final Cut Pro for iPad is you have a new icon at the top center of the screen. It's a microphone. You can now record voiceovers directly into Final Cut Pro for iPad. Just hit that microphone icon and you'll get this little pop-up window. It's an audio meter that you can see is registering the volume of my voice. Now, to record a voiceover, you're just going to want to hit this red button and talk into your iPad. Now, if you're wondering where the microphone on your iPad is located, let me just show you really quick. There's a couple microphones at the top of your iPad. So if your plug port is down here at the bottom, there's microphones up here. And then there's another microphone on the side down here. But you should really probably be aiming for the ones on this side here. All right, so I've got my playhead queued up where I want it. And I'm going to hit the red record button to record a voiceover right now. You get a little countdown. These ceilings are 18 feet high. And then just hit the stop button to stop recording. And right where my playhead was, you can see I've dropped in a new voiceover. And just like any other clip, I can trim it up. And I can just grab it and reposition it anywhere I see fit. Now to hide that voiceover window, just press the microphone icon again. Another new feature in the Final Cut Pro for iPad app is that you can now group connected clips, very much like connected storylines in the Final Cut Pro Mac app. If you're a Final Cut editor, this should look really familiar to you. You can now make connected storylines in the timeline, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. These connected clips are all individual clips that I can just pick up and reposition. But if I had built a sequence out of these B-roll clips and I always wanted those clips to be in that order and I wanted to be able to move it around within my timeline as a group, I can now make it a connected storyline. Let me show you how to do that. All you want to do is click in the negative space in your timeline and long press until you get the marquee selection. So I'm just drawing this white box around these clips to select them all. Then I'm going to pick any one of these clips and just long press on it with my finger until I get this pop-up, and then I'm going to select group. Now you can see I've got a bubble around these 5 connected clips. Look at the next section of B-roll next to it. See how it looks different? Now what I can do is just grab that whole section and move it around as one unit. So like I said, I already built these B-roll clips as a sequence in my timeline, but maybe I want to move that sequence around. Instead of having to select every clip individually and reposition it, I can just move them all as one unit, which is really nice. And the last thing that's new in Final Cut Pro for iPad is that we got more dynamic content that we can play with in our projects. Under titles, we got 2 new titles. This one here is called Essential Slate. So you can drop this in your timeline and then change the text on the slate. Another one here is this essential time code that basically acts as a watermark on the top and bottom of your video files. I love this if you do client work like I do, and it's kind of a way to prevent your client from using the proof of a video before they've actually paid you. Always something you need to think about. Under generators, we got this fun old school filmic countdown. So you can count down to the start of your videos. And then if we head on over to the effects category, we also got a lot of new color grading presets. I counted 11 of them that are new. I'm just going to grab this clean neutral and drag it to this clip here, just to show you what this one does. You know, guys, for a lot of these color board presets, they can look really stylized, but I find that the trick is once you apply them, just scroll to the bottom of the effect and play with the mix a little bit. So this is totally unaffected by this new color preset, and we can just dial it up subtly until it fits the look we're going for. So that's what's new with Final Cut Pro for iPad. Which feature are you most interested in? Let us all know down in the comments. If you want to see more content for Final Cut Pro for iPad, I've got a playlist I'm going to stick right here for you guys. I'll see you again.